There we go. Alrighty. How's everybody? Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Alrighty. Oh, all right, cool. We're set. Zoom, man. I am hating Zoom day by day. So how is everybody? Can you guys hear me? Let me see. Yep, perfect. All right, cool. I didn't know if the mic was acting up. So let's dive into it. Bear with me. These monsters, man. These dogs are barking like crazy. Let me close my door here. All right, let's dive into it. So we got some important news coming up this week. There's actually, well, before I start, let's just look at it like this. So last week, I spoke about my outlook, like what I wanted to see was dollar strength, right? And with that, I was looking at like USD CAD, I was looking at Chef, and I was looking at yen to go bullish, continue bullish. I was looking at EU and GU shorts, right? And there was a couple like AJ, Chef J, and NJ specifically that I was looking for longs. And if you look at those charts from last week, I mean, they did exactly that. Did I get into entries on all of them? Absolutely not. Some of these did not give the entries that I really wanted to get into. Did they provide an entry? They did. Did I feel that it was worth the entry to get in with the risk that it was associated to? No, absolutely not. So, but the bias was there, and I was pretty happy with how the market's been playing out. And I'm going to continue this right here is exactly what I'm continuing to look for this week. All right. Moving on over to fundamentally what's going to get us to ultimately get into a position like that. You should have this right here marked out. So I've been waiting for this for a while. You can see that the market's already pricing in a 0.25% basis point increase. And, depending on what happens, if I have a very strange suspicion that I think it's going to go, I think we're going to do, instead of a 0.25%, I think they're going to do a 0.5%, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So 2 p.m. Wednesday, I can tell you personally, for me, I will be completely done trading, right? Completely done trading by like 12:30 Eastern time. I don't want to be anywhere near a trade position when FOMC comes on. Just because I don't want my broker to just manipulate me out of the market, right? There's no sense in me throwing funds away. So with that being said, this right here, I think, is where the fireworks are going to come out. Exactly what old Jay Powell is going to say during his press conference. So we have US dollar, we have US dollar FOMC, right? Later that night, we have Australian jobs reports. So the AUD is definitely going to give some movement going into Wednesday evening Asian session. Then you have the pound on Thursday morning during New York session, right? Right at the open of New York session, pound, and you can already see that they're at 0.5%. And they're actually going to be raising it. They're pricing in a 0.25% increase to 0.75 or 0.75%. So with that, I'm definitely, you got some major pound news and you've got US dollar news. I'm definitely going to be looking for continuation shorts on GU, but I understand that we may get a decent pullback back up to some more premium pricing where we have structure. All right. And that's really, these are the three main things I'm going to be looking for as far as fundamentally what's going to be driving the market this week. Of course, whatever the US dollar is going to do is going to implement everything else, right? It is going to be affecting yen crosses, Swiss franc crosses, pound, euro, everything. All right. So we'll see what happens Wednesday afternoon, but going into Wednesday, I'm definitely going to be looking for, some more dollar strength. Okay. Jumping over to the charts. Let's dive into this sucker. And bear with me. Oh, of course, now it goes off. All right. So All right. Let's dive over to what I was looking at. All right. So I'm just going to run down the list exactly what I was looking for and how I'm going to position myself into these trades. So on AJ, we talked about this last week, how, I'm maintaining bullishness. So there we go. So, what gets me in the market? We can see buyers coming into this market, right? We can see how this was our mitigation of this leg down here. And then from that, we saw a reaccumulation into a distro following market cycle, coming back into an accumulation in prior demand. And then from there, it's just reaccumulation after reaccumulation after reaccumulation. So there's two ways, right? Looking from a top down, if we go higher and we take out this high, I know that now this is what's maintaining my structure leg, right? This right here is my leg. So with that, I've already got, and I've got this highlighted. I already have the area where I'm going to have a limit order set out of that. And of course, if we do drag and trade below here, taking out some of this liquidity, if we come in here, I'll be looking for an accumulation to take this higher, right? Is it lower time frame? So this would be lower time frame structure. Yeah, right. You're talking about this, right? Yeah, this is going to be lower time frame structure right there. All right. And then of course I have the 215-minute candle out of this accumulation that I'd be expecting this to be, because this is our lower time frame SC. All right. So from a higher time frame perspective, that's what's going to get me into this trade from there. From the lowest form of order flow, right? What gets me into this trade is looking at it from here. All right. We can see that price reaccumulates here. Here's your distro, right? Distro, creek, right? Shakeout, SC that causes the break. All right. So what I was looking for this morning, and you can see we've got an accumulation here. All right. We did get the break of structure for me to play out of this. And now all I need is I'm going to personally be waiting for an accumulation here just because the stop loss is just way too big for me. All right. So if we get an accumulation here, this is what gets me in the trade. All right. If we trade below here, I'm going to wait for an accumulation right in this leg right here. Okay. But pretty straightforward. If we trade below here, that's it. We've broken order flow. And now I'm waiting for lower time frame structure. All right. So that's how I'm going to attack AJ. And targets are going to be short, right? Because again, I'm going to be taking volume off when we get up to this high, right? So ideally what I'll probably be doing is 86,500. I'll be taking out probably half the order, something along the lines of that, because can we then come down to our SC or to our extreme? Absolutely. And if not, I'll leave the runner. All right. I'll leave the runner. So that's kind of my outlook on AJ. Moving over to NJ, right? Its sister, and same concept, right? We can see from here that buyers are massively in control of this market, right? We are in this leg right here. We came into the 80% of mitigating this. And then from there, we've just seen an accumulation with the reaccumulation, a reaccumulation, a reaccumulation, and are in the process of potentially looking for another reaccumulation, right? So we have broken, because of this break right here, we now have structure being maintained right here. Okay. This is our structure. That is our slingshot. Okay. And, if we get the pullback, great. If not, I'm going to continue to buy the continuation move until the price pretty much tells me no. Okay. So what we have here is another reaccumulation, right? That broke. And you can see that we have, here we go. You can see that we have distribution, right? We're waiting on this break, but AJ has already shown that break, and we have an accumulation here. Okay. So at this point, same thing. We come down into here. I need an accumulation. I would prefer us to go higher first, confirm the BOS, confirm this, then we go higher. right? That's what I'm going to be waiting for. So I like AJ. I like NJ for the buys. I just need to wait for this right here. Okay. I'm going to be waiting for this just because our area where I'm going to be looking for that buy is going to be about a 24 pip range. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. I do really like the area on both of these. All right. Staying with the yen crosses. So CAD-J. All right. CAD-J. What do I want to see on CAD-J? All right. So CAD-J, it's not my favorite. All right. But you can see what we have here, right? We have confirmed reaccumulation. Yapping dogs, man. We have confirmed that reaccumulation. So what I'm going to be looking for is us coming back into this, which is the cause of that break. We come in here, I get an accumulation, I'm taking it. All right. That's the only thing that gets me into CAD-J right now. I'm not interested in playing this continuation move, this reaccumulation, not too interested in playing it. All right. I'd rather wait for some more discounted pricing, but it is there. It just, for me, there's no reason for us to reaccumulate here. So it doesn't give me any confluence. I'm going to wait for it to come into a more realistic area. All right. So that's CAD-J. Chef JPY, right? Chef JPY, this thing, man. So we know we're bullish for days on this thing. All right. And we know that now our most recent order flow leg is this right here. Okay. This to this is our most recent order flow leg. All right. So what I was looking for is I wanted to see, can price come into essentially the last point, which is this right here. This is the last leg. I wanted price to come into 80% of it. It misses it by like 3 pips. It is what it is. You know, if we come lower, right? If we come lower, I'm a buyer from this. Okay. I'm a buyer from here, or I'm a buyer from here. All right. These are the 2 points that of pretty much of interest that I'm looking for us to come into. If we don't come lower, right? What gets me into this trade is this right here. I think I have it on the 1 minute. Yeah. Okay. What I need is I need a break. I need a break of order flow. Okay. Because the problem is we just don't have clean accumulation here. You know, without a doubt, we engulf it. I guarantee you, if I measure this out right here, I guarantee you it comes to the 80%. And then what do? We reaccumulate here. So we don't have, you know, when I look at this, yeah, I do see signs of bullish intent, but we don't have confirmations yet. So I need us to confirm going higher first before I can start looking for an accumulation. All right. Ideally, I'm not going to be looking for much on Chef JPY where it's at until we at minimum break this. And then when we come back into it, so in this case here, you know, we've mitigated this after breaking that. So now when we do this, I'm going to be looking for us to come back and mitigate this. Okay. That's what I'll be looking. It can also be accumulating. It can be. Yeah. I mean, you can absolutely, like, from a higher time frame, 1, 2, 3 drives. And if we do this, right? Yeah. If we do this, then what I'm going to need is I'm going to need like that break like that. Yep. Exactly. Pretty much. Yeah. So I think maybe London crossover will have a better idea of what's going on with Chef JPY. Okay. But yeah, absolutely. Like, you go up to maybe like a 5 minute. Let's see. Let's go 15. Yeah. Like this. So on a 15, you can kind of like see it like this, right? This is change of character right here. So climax, test, you know, we get a spring like this. This will be the spring. And then what I would need is this break right here. Essentially like that, right? That's what I'll need. All right. So yeah, Chef JPY still looking pretty decent. GJ, you know, we talked about GJ here last week. I wanted to buy out of here. It's still possible, right? I mean, you can see we haven't broken any order flow. This is the order flow leg. And, you know, if we do break this and kind of play up in here, ideally what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for either the extreme of the leg, right? Or whatever the slingshot ends up being. You know, if this is the slingshot right here, then we play out of that. Okay. But there's nothing I'm going to be playing, especially not at this height. right? It's one thing to play continuation move, but at this point, I need us to confirm this, and then I'll play the continuation move, right? So we'll see how GJ ends up being. US 30. I'm still shorting the indices. Still looking for shorts on the indices. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. So GJ, I'm still short. I'm still pretty bullish on this, but where it's at currently, and you can see, right? We had a really clean accumulation. We had a reaccumulation. So let this break now. That's what I'm going to be waiting for. And to round out the yen crosses that I'm looking at, UJ, listen, this thing, bro, this thing. When I talk about bullish, man, this thing has just been going fantastic. So the only buy I've been able to position myself in was this one right here. So I'm still holding it. And I mean, we can see where we're at. Like we have now so we're from here and now we've got a new leg, right? So ideally what I'm going to be waiting for is from a higher time frame perspective, we come back here. That's why that alert is sitting there. We come back into this, or we come back into that accumulation. I'm a buyer, right? I'm a buyer from there. If we don't, right, what I was looking for was, and this one was a shame from last week. So last week I wanted this, right? This is what I was looking. I wanted us to come in here. You know, never in a million years am I going to put a limit order off that 50% at 19 pips on UJ, but she came into the 50 and just took off, never gave me another entry opportunity. But you can kind of see today, right? We had during London session, we had a manipulation, and ultimately what we may see is another reaccumulation. This is probably the ugliest reaccumulation I'll ever see. Personally, you're bearish on indices. Yeah. I'm looking to short them as well, man. I've been bearish on indices. When did I post that? Hold on. I've been bearish on indices since October 25th, whenever this was. October 25th, 2021 is where I was looking for the shorts. So there we are now. So we broke, right? Just move that up to that, move that up to that. And, you know, we broke. So that's our test. Yeah, we're getting good. So I didn't find an entry today, but it's all good. No worries, man. Yeah. So UJ's in a really, really good spot for bullishness, but I'm not buying from up here. Right. You know, ideally I need a pullback. So whether or not we can get down into this area right here, that'd be great. If not, I want to come into that. All right. Those are the 2 points of interest that I'm really going to be paying attention to. All right. So again, I'm looking for those buys on those yen crosses, and, you know, going over to the dollar crosses, right? Let's jump over to dollar index for a second. So if you haven't looked at dollar index, nothing about the dollar index is telling me weakness, right? Nothing about this is telling me weakness. Now we are in a potential area where we can get a pullback, right? But just a potential where we can get a pullback doesn't mean we're going to get a pullback, right? It just means where I'm going to be watching it. And you can kind of see what I wanted, right? This was the reaccumulation. I wanted us to come back into here. We're not getting that, right? And instead, what we are getting is, you can, you know, ultimately see that I want to get this, right? I want to get this break, because now we have accumulation, reaccumulation, potentially a distribution, which will then give another reaccumulation. So my SC, my extreme, right? So this is going to be point number 1 where I'm buying, point number 2 where I'm buying on dollar index, which ultimately means that that's going to be where I'm selling on EU, right? So seeing that, what I'm going to be looking for is, I'm going to be looking for sells, right? On, and I guess we never got that, so that's a shame. I'm looking for sells on EU, right? I was looking for, and just following order flow, I was looking for a sell out of this. Never really gave me the sell that I wanted. I wanted to see if this was going to be a distro. It kind of just fell to pieces. And, at this point, if we trade above here, okay, I'm gonna have to just be cautious with what EU is going to do. But this definitely has my attention, right? This definitely has my attention. It's the distro that started it. But what I want to see is I want to see that distro actually do something, right? So much like like dollar index that I want that new high, I'd like for this to happen like this. And then all day long, this becomes a viable point of interest at that point. Okay. So I'm looking to short EU. I'm still holding all of my shorts on EU. I mean, heck, I've been selling EU for probably like the last 9 months. Is there a scenario where you would place the stop loss in a schematic that this is still forming instead of the area that's been mitigated? Wait, is there a scenario where you would place the stop loss in a schematic that is still forming instead of the area that's being, what do you mean the schematic is still forming though? Yeah, throw a chart in. So on YouTube, right? You can't post the link, but what you can do is this, right? So like if you just draw out a chart and you copy it, right? So all you would have to do is this. If you look up here at the top left, if you just copy the last couple of digits, right? If you just copy that and just paste that in the YouTube chat, I'll pull it up and I'll open up the chart. Just give me an idea of what you're trying to get at. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, EU, yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. Now, am I going to be tremendously disappointed if EU finally comes back up into structure? Because remember, this is structure, right? If we finally come back up to here or in here where I've got my limit order, no, I wouldn't be upset, right? I'd be pretty happy with it. Okay. So we'll see how EU does, right? I mean, listen, we've just been selling. Okay. I just want to continue the short on this, much like GU, just like GU, right? GU. I mean, I'm holding the shorts out of here. And actually, no, up here, I'm holding the 2 shorts out of here. And just in case anyone's keeping tally, this one that we all missed right here was a 1 to 770, 100, 1 to 100. Wait, 1 to 797.12. That's what that was. Yeah, that one still hurts. But you can see where we're at, right? I mean, it's pretty simple. We've got lower time frame structure being held here. That's our leg, right? So if we do trade higher, great. What I was looking at this morning was pretty much out of here. I mean, you could see we've just been following the continuation move, right? Price came in and let's see. Price came in, redistributed, mitigated, redistributed, mitigated. So we wanted this redistribution, right? That's what we wanted. And price comes in and does the same, right? The accumulation was just the cause, right? Just the cause of, and if you come over here and look at it, right? Where do we come into? We came into our premium area where we're going to sell between that 50 and the 80. All right. So we came in and we distributed. Very clean distribution, that being our UTAD, that being our break, that being the mitigation. And then we made a new low, right? Made a new low, confirming our redistribution, right? This entire thing being a redistribution once we made this low. And then what do? We just came right back into 50% of this entire move, right? So after that, we get another redistribution, right? This being our shakeout. And what do? We come right back and tap in to that 50% of this shakeout. So ultimately what I'm looking at is we've got a distro here. I'll take another, if we get a lower time frame schematic up in here during London or New York, I'll take it. If not, what I want to see is I want to see this be the shakeout, that be our ICE, us trade, make a new low, confirming a redistro. And then I'm a seller back up from here again, right? Ideally, we'll measure this out. This is like the 50%. So anything up here gets me in this trade. Okay. So that's ultimately how I want to play GU, right? I think, honestly, GU is definitely just falling out of the sky, right? I think I'm at like 600 and what is this one here? 687 pips from that entry from middle of January that I'm still holding. So, again, will I be saddened if we come back up here and distribute out of structure? No, but I'm going to play the continuation move until it tells me not to. All right. If that makes sense. So that's EU and GU shorts. And then of course, I'm looking for the buys on the dollar crosses, right? I'm looking for buys on UCAD. All right. So short term, right? Just from an order flow perspective, we know that order flow is essentially being, and let me go up to the 4-hour here. So we can see that we're in this leg right here, right? This is our leg. And we know that we came into discounted pricing, essentially mitigating, accumulating, reaccumulating, and then majorly reaccumulating. So I know I'm just playing order flow on this, right? But I'm playing order flow in a bullish market. And if we come over here and just peek at what price is doing, right, we can see very clean reaccumulation, right? I know a lot of people I saw were trying to sell UCAD because they just saw the distro, but the distro wasn't in any supply point, right? The distro was actually still being supported by demand. So we are now in this order flow leg. We know that this is the slingshot. Price comes into that area, right? I was looking for price to come here or here, right? These are my 2 points of interest. So we actually get, and let me go 5 minute. Let's see. There we go. So we actually get price to come in. And then out of that, what I was looking for was this. Once we broke, right? Once we broke order flow, we now can see that we have the accumulation, the reaccumulation. All right. So coming into this area here is where I'm looking for my buy, right? Or if we come lower, right? If we come lower, I'm a buyer from either of these 2 points. All right. So tonight, this is what I'm kind of going to be looking for to see if I can get into a buy on UCAD in these 2 areas. If I don't get a schematic or at least a clean schematic, no dice, I'm not playing it. All right. I'll just sit back and watch and wait for price to give me a better entry on it. All right. All right. So that's UCAD. The dollar franc, right? Dollar franc, man. Dollar franc. I'm still holding some good buys on this. I was a little upset last week with UCAD, or I'm sorry, US dollar Swiss franc. So I'm still holding, I think 3 full orders out of down here. And unfortunately, price never came back, right, to any of my mitigation points. So we can see that this is our leg, right? This is our leg after this break. And all we've had was reaccumulation, right? No all continuation market cycles. So this is still viable for me down here. All right. Unfortunately, where was I? I was in a buy last week. Yeah, right here. So this was the buy I took last week. I think I took it Monday. Pretty simple reaccumulation. Got in here on a 4.2 pip stop. Took some partials, and then price breaks me out at even. After breaking me out at even, we come back and we actually have a really clean accumulation down here on lower time frame, right? As soon as I find it, I guess I should have just gone replay mode. Oh, no. There we go. So there's our accumulation, right? This very much still viable for me. But unfortunately from that accumulation, and most of you guys that were on my morning call with me, we had that limit order set, and I really hoped that this was going to be it, but you can see we just come into the 50%, right? This would have been a nice little play because that would have been, I want to say it was like a 1.9 pip stop. And I think the market rallied from there. It went, 160 pips. So nothing I can do after that. I was looking this morning. All right. I wanted to see if we can come back down into this manipulation. Unfortunately, we didn't. All right. So you can kind of see what happened today though. And this is why I've got an alert here, because I'm going to be looking for buys out of this end right here. All right. If we just come to like a lower time frame, you'll be able to see it's not the cleanest, but it's still a distro, right? We still have a distribution here. We do have a, buyers coming into the market. We do have some mitigation, but ideally what I'm going to be looking for is this, right? So I'm just going to, measuring this right here. I'm a buyer. Any signs of buyer momentum or strength coming into like this area right here, this is where I'm a buyer from, so potentially maybe something like this along the lines, and then we get that Frankfurt manipulation that sweeps, and then we break. Yeah, I'm taking the mitigation. I'm taking the test entry to take this higher. If we don't get that, I'm just going to sit back and wait. This price action, it's still justifiable. It's just not the cleanest, I really want to see just a little bit more evidence of buyers coming into this market at these premium prices. Otherwise, I need to wait for a discount. Okay. So that's dollar franc. Again, I'm looking for when you kind of piece this together, right? I'm looking for, let me do it in red. I'm looking for buys on AJ, buys on CAJ, buys on Chef J, sells on EU, buys GJ, sells on GU, and then buys on all these right here. So that's what I'm looking to play. And with FOMC, right? So with FOMC and pound FOMC, right? Or in their case, just I think it's their funds rate, right? We should get some good movement, especially on this, and this right here. Okay. So that's ultimately what I'm looking to play this week. And in indices, yeah, I'm just looking to short them. So I did take a short this morning on US 30. So, this was the short I took, ended up one stop loss and one, I think it was on the 5 second, one stop loss and then profits on another, which weren't too bad. Right. So you could see, ideally, what I was looking at was, let me go replay mode here. So this is what I was looking at playing. We were in this blue line represents the 50% of price action to the left. And yeah, here's your schematic. Here's your manipulation at the open, right? This is New York equities open right there. So we get the manipulation and then we break, right? So as soon as we broke, I was looking, you can see I've got the 50 and the 80 right here that I was looking at my points of interest. And when price started to distribute right here, that's where I decided, all right, let me put some risk on. And, we've got our 1 drive, 2 drive, 3 drive, UTAD breaks. And then I just measured my UTAD, took it off the 80%. I think it was like an 8 point. What was it? Yeah. 8.7. So probably just under 10 point stop loss. As soon as we broke this low here, paid myself my risk. So whatever I risked on the trade, I paid myself. And then once we took this low right here, I ended up closing out some of my position, right? Just to take partials, mainly because I was sitting at like a 1 to 16 at that point. And you could see this was a 1 to 14. All in all, it was like a 1 to 16.8. And then what I was looking for was I had another entry set here off of the 80% right there. So, and that gave me absolutely no way to reduce my risk. You could see we came in and just hit my stop loss. So, I still made some decent profits because I paid myself this risk and all I did was just transfer that risk over here. So I took the small risk that I did play. I took the stop loss on that. And, I took a 1 to 14 with partials out of it coming down into it. So I was pretty happy with the position. But once we traded above it, and this is something I told everybody in my group that we were trading. So at this point, when price traded above this and collapsed this, right? This is what we're looking at like on a 5 minute. Okay. And you can see this was my point of interest, right? Point of interest was essentially this right here. When I started to look at, okay, we've now manipulated a low and we're reaccumulating here. I just decided to give up on the sells, right? I'm not gonna trade indices because you could see coming into this massive reaccumulation. Look at SPX, right? SPX, the same thing, right? We're seeing massive reaccumulation coming again. And you can see I had an alert here. I just wanted to see the low get broken before I took any sells on it, right? And you can just see reaccumulation, reaccumulation, reaccumulation. And then the thing I said this morning was NASDAQ is just a series of reaccumulations. So because NASDAQ was really showing continuation, 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 I was not going to force this, right? Because in reality, where do I want to sell from, right? Remember, this is where I want to sell from, right here, right? This is the premium. This is where I want to come into. All right. This is where we broke. This is what's maintaining. Right. So I'm a seller when we get up into here tomorrow morning, right? Tomorrow equities morning, I'll take a look when we're here. And even if we go above this, I'm still not bullish on this, right? Because where are we, right? This is what is maintaining that, right? Because of this break right here, that distribution is what caused it. This is just my slingshot candle. All right. This manipulation right here is my slingshot. So I'm a seller from here. And even though SPX hasn't made the low yet, right? You could see SPX hasn't made the low yet. We come up into this area here, and I'll have to wait for a schematic because it's not holding any structure, right? I don't think we're going to trade above here though. You know, this is the high that did cause that low. So I do feel that there's confluence between NASDAQ and SPX, not so much U30 though, right? Because if you look over at U30, from U30's perspective, I'm almost positive that we're going to be above this tonight. And what I'll be looking for is something up in this neighborhood here. So I'm still holding that sell right there. I did get into a sell in this little distro over here. I'm still going to hold it. I actually still have the buy from here. You know, I'm just kind of letting the best man win. You know, I'm in from the top, I'm in from the bottom. So we'll see what happens. But the fact that we've just reaccumulated here after accumulating here kind of leads me to believe that we are going to come up here and we need to do something, because if we do trade above this, then you've got to punch out and look at higher time frame to see where we're coming, which is going to be this leg right here, right? We could potentially come all the way up in this area. So that's what I'm looking at. All right, wait, but don't we have to reaccumulate to get to the POI? What do you mean? You talking about like when this morning? Yeah, I mean, absolutely, we have to reaccumulate to come into the POI, but just keep in mind, right? When you have an asset, like in this case here, what NASDAQ was doing, where I was looking at U30, right, for the distro. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. So where I was looking at the distribution on U30 right here. All right. NASDAQ had already broken it. So because NASDAQ was already confirming the reaccumulation, and so I think so was SPX. I was kind of done looking at it, right? You're not going to get two of them reaccumulating and US 30 just magically distributes. You're not going to get that. It just means that US 30 is lagging behind. All right. So I don't want to, and I could tell you just for me, I'm not putting risk on when we have a significant momentum shift. I think DR actually messaged me earlier, and he brought up a really good point, right? He said that he's not going to be looking for any more sells today because of the momentum. And that's 100% true, right? When you have momentum taking you like this with multiple reaccumulations, what do you wait for, right? So what am I going to wait for? I'm going to wait for the distribution, right? And I don't know if this is going to be another reaccumulation, but what can I do? I can just wait for the break, and then I will then play what? The next redistribution, play the continuation move. So I may not be able to get into the distro, but I sure as heck, once we confirm a redistro, I'm going to play the redistro, and I'll play that continuation move. All right. That's how I'm going to make sure that my equity curve maintains still that upright motion. That's how I'm going to make sure I'm not throwing money frivolously away and getting in prematurely. I don't need to be the first one into the trade. I don't need to be the first one. I don't need to catch the top. I'll ride the wave down. So once the top's set, much like if you look at GU, right? I didn't catch that distro all the way at the top. I didn't catch it, but I've been playing the redistros ever since, and that's the key, right? That's the key. So indices, yeah, I mean, I'll definitely tomorrow morning, I'm a player from here. I'm definitely, we come into this area right here, and yeah, absolutely. Come on in. Give me something to work with. Boom. Give me that manipulation right in the blue, right when the blue opens. Give me that manipulation. Give me the break, and I'm a seller out of the mitigation. That's what I want to short this, and ideally, I'll be looking to make a new low on it. So we may, especially coming into FOMC, we could potentially see some really nice movements on it. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much what I've got on my plate for this week. I don't know if anybody else is looking at anything else. I'm not focused too much on like exotics, right? I'm not looking at like GA or EN. I mean, they may be viable, but I'll tell you right now, like for this week, I'm really focused on the dollar because I think we're going to get a lot of movement on the dollar. Not only that, but I'm really tired of paying just stupid spread fees, man. My personal broker, I looked at EN this morning, and I think it was because I was looking at EU, and I think I just slid it down to EN by accident. The spread on EN on my broker was 9 pips. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So gold, yeah, I mean, I'm bullish on gold. I'm just not going to play any metals. I'm not looking to do much with it. If we come down into this area here, yeah, okay. If we come down here, sounds great. I do have a limit order that I've got set over here out of that accumulation that occurred down there. So, I mean, that's really what I'm looking on for gold. And I mean, that's pretty much it. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not really looking to play AU or A chef or NU. I'm not doing any of those until I get some better price action. Yeah, they are charging inflation on spreads, man. It's stupid. I mean, it is like the thought that I would hit okay and just accept a 9 pip spread is ridiculous. I mean, just think about it. Like I take a 4.5 pips stop loss, right? My stop loss is 4.5 pips. I've got to add a 200% increase to account for my spread. It's stupid. So, but that's kind of what I'm looking at on Forex currencies and CFDs. Oil, oil is oil, man. I said this morning, I was looking for us to come back into this. This is where I wanted us to come back into. Ideally, this last push. We're there. It never gave me an entry. I was kind of peeping at it. I was going to throw something on it if we got it. You can kind of see we started, right? I thought to myself, okay, yeah, maybe we're going to get a decent schematic here. And then this thing just fell to pieces. So nothing really came of it. I wonder if there's something in here though. I didn't look lower time frame. Let me just see. Yeah, I don't see much. I mean, it's there. There's an accumulation. We do. Oh, no, we don't. Wow, we don't sweep it. I thought we swept it. I thought we swept it. All right, well, maybe we're there. Let me see. Hold on. Did we sweep it on another? Let me see. Go US oil. I don't know. Did we sweep it? No, we didn't sweep it. Because I was going to say there's an accumulation in there. This would be my schematic. You know, we'd get climax, test and B, and then spring, but it didn't really spring. You still expect BC to take out 28,000 lows? The 28,000 lows? No, I never expected it to go 28,000. If we go, I'll tell you right now, if we go 28,000, BTC's in a world of hurt. Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, if we trade below here, if we take these lows out, get ready for some massive crypto sell-offs. Yeah, no. I mean, I was expecting one more push down into like the 30K mark. You know, like if we can get into like the 80%, because we didn't get into 80%, we just hit the 50. But if we can come one more push down in here, you know, that'd be great. But I honestly don't think we're going to. If you just look at it from a 1 hour point of view, no, talk about Black Friday. It's going to be worse than Black Friday, man. I'll tell you right now, like if you just think of it like this, who's driving the crypto markets, right? It's your crypto whales. And if that major area gets taken out, I mean, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I'm liquidating and I'm going into stable coins. And I guarantee you that's what a lot of people are going to be doing. And because no one's going to be no one wants to be that person at the end of the party when everyone goes home holding the bag. So there's going to be, I mean, you may see BTC go all the way down back to 3K. And if that happens, you know, everyone talking about BCC to 100K, BTC to, you know, whatever, 1 million, you've just pushed back that 15, 20 years, you know, by doing that. So I don't think that we're going to see it break below that area of accumulation, because that's where the big buyers came into the market. I don't see them closing those positions out. Unless there's reason to do so. I mean, if there's reason to do so, they're going to do it, and that's it. You better. Well, I can tell you what I'm going to be doing. You know, that's it. It is what it is. You know, bye. It is. You know, you think the financial crisis of 2008 was bad. Wait till you hear about the crypto crisis of 2022. Yeah, I mean that's how. Yeah, that's how bad it is. I don't think Elon will do it, man. I mean, listen, I'll tell you what, man, for a lot of people talk ill of him and stuff, and he is all about decentralization. You know, I don't know if you guys saw the news article, but he's refusing to censor, you know, he's got his Starlink out there. He's refusing to censor Russian Russian media outlets and stuff like that. And, you know, I kind of agree with them. You know, listen, you've got to have an understanding that you can't pick you can't pick sides, right? Not when you are providing, you know, that avenue of free speech. You can't, because once you start picking sides, then that's it. It's black and white. And, you know, you've got to understand that there's a fundamental principle behind, you know, what he's pushing. And I agree with it. I mean, it is decentralization needs to happen, you know, and, you know, by censoring a media outlet, then who's to say you can't censor what I'm saying right now on YouTube? Oh, that's right. Cause they do. You know, how many times do I get flagged for freaking, you know, saying, you know, words about Dovik and stuff? So it's stupid, man. It is so stupid. But I'll tell you, just looking at this chart, I mean, you know, what are the facts? What do we know? Well, we know that this was a redistribution, right? We know that redistribution was taken out by this accumulation, this reaccumulation, right? So we know we're here, right? And then, you know, I'm guessing I measured this because I see that I have, hold on, where did I measure from? I measured, okay. So we come in at 80% of it. All right. I like the number. We come in at 80, and I bet you, do we come to 50? I think we come into 50 on this as well. Let me see. Do we come to 50? Oh, okay. And we come to 50. Alrighty. So we accumulate, right? We accumulate. Out of that accumulation, we reaccumulate and we come into a distro. So ideally what I want to see is, I mean, definitely evidence of buyers, more buyers. I need to see the push. I need to see the creek jump. I need to see the break, and 46K for me. We break 46K. I think we're in the 50s within a week. So yeah, polka dot is. I mean, listen, I'm still bullish as crap on it, man. I am still bullish as crap. So, I'm buying up, certain cryptos. I'm, jumping into node projects because they're giving me some freaking ridiculous returns. If you guys didn't see, those of you guys that are interested in running Flux nodes, the Nimbus nodes, I think when I did the math, I think somewhere around like midday on the 20th is when the Nimbus halvening is. So if you're sitting on 12,500 Flux and you want to do the Nimbus, that's my next node. I've got the two Cumulus up and I'm going to run the Nimbus. But I did the video and let me tell you, setting up that node, that video may seem like I had it down packed within the hour, but that probably took me 3 full days of getting that node up and running because it was just nonstop, like little issues I was running into that, there really isn't a good how-to video on YouTube on how to set it up. So I had to kind of like finger through it on my own, man. It was a pain. But yeah, BTC, I'll tell you right now, the key for me is 46K. We break, this alert goes off here at 46K and we'll see everything else here start to do this because BTC is going to lead the way, right? So BTC is definitely showing bullish intent. I mean, I like the chart that I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of accumulation. When you look at what's going on, here, this reaccumulation, this accumulation, this reaccumulation, it's all being mitigated out of, So ideally what I'd like to see is this again, do that and confirm this as a reaccumulation. We break here, we come back and mitigate this, right? Heck, where's the 80%? Let me just see. We come back and, oh yeah. Look at that. We come back and take out these little sad, poor buyers, mitigate the 80 out of this and then go higher. Yeah, I'm golden with that. I'll be pretty happy. I just got back from, if I covered ACAD. So I'm not really looking, you took an L earlier. All right, let's see, bro. Hold on. I'm really not looking at ACAD much, but I'll look at it real quick, man. Hold on. Let me just copy your, let's see. What you got, bro? So you're looking at ACAD. All right. So, yeah, I did do AJ. Yeah, I'm looking for buys on AJ. Yeah. The Cubo node giveaway on Twitter. Yeah. So, I actually got into one of those. I bought a Q. I didn't get the Nano. I mean, I got it. Shoot. I'd have to look which one I have. I do like them. I mean, I'll tell you this with any node, you've got to look at what you're risking. And then, for me, I have a set amount of dollars that I will put into a node project. And then I am extremely quick to get my money back. So like those vapor nodes, the VPNDs, I'm at break even. I cashed out what I put in. I actually did that. I did that 2 days ago. So, and if you're not in the Discord, they're getting ready to, well, actually they just did it. They reduced so instead of 25% compounding, they're going to go to 20%, but you're still sitting at your 1.4 diamond hand, APY. So 1.4% a day. So it's still a really good project. I agree with, node projects always reward early investors. And then they start cutting, just because of tokenomics, they start cutting rewards. So the trick is to get in early. But yeah, it's definitely a nice little project. So, all right. So you were looking for a buy, and I'm guessing you're looking for a buy just out of order flow here. So what was there on on ACAD. Was there an accumulation down here? Like what was your entry based off of? Let's see, on ACAD. Let's go to ACAD real quick. On ACAD, your entry was out of here? Is that what you're talking about? So this is what I told everybody this morning, because guys in my group were looking for it. Let me hide this for a second so we can see. All right. So we know that this is an accumulation, right? We have a climax, we have a test, we have a test, we have a spring, right? Spring broke, right? So the question is, where am I a buyer from, right? I'm a buyer from down here. This is where I'm a buyer from. You haven't shorted NZD CAD? Yeah, I'm still holding NZD CAD, man. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I'm holding sells on NZD CAD. When did I get into NZD CAD? Hold on. I'll tell you right now. Let me look at MT5. I got into November 18th. That's when I got into NZD CAD. Did you? So I caught, no, I didn't take the buy. I saw the buy. Did you catch the reaccumulation? I saw the buy. Something told me to hedge it in and I never did, man. So yeah. Yeah, it was there. It was there. You know what it was? It was just too high up. Like it was there. I mean, we'll look at it again. We can look at it again. So anyway, on ACAD, right? I mean, here's your 50%. So where do I want to buy from on the higher time frame? I want to buy out of here, or I want to buy out of here, right? That's what I want to buy on ACAD. Now, if I'm going to play a continuation move, right? If I'm going to play a continuation move, we know that, let's go 15, no, right here. So we know that this, let's see, where's continuation move from? All right, so we break here. Okay, so realistically, right, this is your leg, right? So, okay, if this is the area that you're looking for your schematic, let's see, if this is the area, let me, right? So if we come into this is where I'd be looking for a schematic. So let me just see. Aha, there. All right, so hold on. Where are you at, bro? Say no more. Yeah. Is this what you played? You played this? Let me know if that's what you played. Let me know if you played that right there and then took the stop loss here. Yeah, let me know. Hold on, what you got, bro? This was the extreme on. This is in the. Yeah. You. Oh yeah. You showed me this morning. Yeah, you showed me this morning. Yeah. That what was it? The 15-second or the 5-second you showed me this morning was right on with it, man. I like it. I like the spot. Yeah. So I took an accumulation based off that reaccumulation. All right, hold on. Let me see. You took an accumulation. So it's not this accumulation right here. It's not that one. Let's see. Yeah, it is that one. It is that one. It is that one. Yeah. I mean, you want me to tell you why you took the L? I can tell you all day long why you took the L. I can tell you all day long why you took this L. Because I mean, listen, when I tell you that I do not play Asian price action, I do not play Asian price action. Absolutely not. It's not worth it for me. You know, this right here, there should like, what was it? Remember here, look, let me help you. This is, I created this just for people in my group right here. Look, we're going to do that. And it's like, it's not even there, right? It's not even there. Price action never even happened. Yeah. It's for me, I mean, what happened? Asian, it's Asian manipulation. Yeah. I don't play Asian price action. I'll tell you this, had this not been Asian session, had this, let's say that this was Frankfurt. Yeah, I'd be right there with you. And I say I would have set a limit. I would have set a limit out of it. And if the limit got taken, it is what it is, you know. But now, right, we have an accumulation turned redistro. You know, you can go ahead and just say, all right, let me hold on. We can go now and make this a redistro, and inside of your shakeout, right, you have a distro, and you have a distro there during New York session. This is actually pretty clean. Right there, you have a distro through right out of New York session. So there's your distro, up thrust, UTAD. So I mean, pretty clean. And yeah, this actually, I'll tell you what, I may take a sell out of this. What do we got here? Hold on. Let me see for a second. I may take a sell out of this. If it's there when I wake up, I may take a sell out of this. Let me just see. Yeah, don't eat the yellow snow, man. People always give me grief. Why don't you like Asian price action? What? This is why, man. This is why. This is exactly why. Hold on. I may take something out of this. What are we talking here? I guess it's really not going to matter. What are we talking here? What's that 50 at? That 50 is sitting at 10 pips, but the 80 is only a 4.7. 4.7. So 80% UTAD. So reason I'm looking at sells on it, because we're still bearish. Even though we have this massive accumulation, this is what I was talking about this morning, right? Listen, we're bearish, right? As soon as, there we go. We broke here, right? We broke here. We're bearish from that distros here. And I guess the question I would ask is, why did we accumulate here? Why here, right? Why was that the turning point? And I still haven't found a reason, right? We're nowhere near an area where I would be looking for a buy. So, you know, we're still bearish, and I'm just going off the predicate that this is going to be a redistribution, right? So, you know, we're in a bearish market. You know, ideally, I'd want to take it into this. And if you look, right, if you look at ACAD, but then jump over to NCAD, right? NCAD, not so much accumulation, yet more supplies and control, right? You know, all we did, sure, did we break above this, bro? That's just order flow, right? What do? We came right back in to the major supply point, you know? So I got a feeling that ACAD's going to be a redistro. And now that I see what happened during New York, this actually isn't too shabby. Would you wait for a lower time frame distro? Or so I'll tell you what I think what I'm going to personally do is, you know, so this is going to be essentially it's an order flow play, right? So what I would do is this, you know, I'm going to have whatever my order flow risk is, I'm going to cut it in half, right? And I'll put half of my order on this 80%. And if we get a distro, I'll put the other half into the distro. That's how I'm going to manage it. But I do like this. You know, I'm going to be pissed as crap if this thing comes right to that, you know, the 5-minute order block, and it just sells off. I'm going to be pissed. Yeah, I'm going to put an alert here. I do like this. So crossing, look for sells. So give me 1 sec. I'm just going to screenshot this. And we're going to go ACAD. All right, boom. All right. And there she goes. Yeah. Now look, you got it marked out, man. You've got it marked out. It's in purple. You got to change it to yellow. Not violet. Don't be violet, man. It's the yellow is more meaningful. Don't drink the yellow snow. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, I mean, I know that's why I wouldn't have taken the trade. It's because of Asian price action, man. Yeah. What's the name of your Asian session indicator? You have, yeah, so you can use sessions on the chart, is the one I have. The one that I have here, it's just one that I created, but I can't share it on when you do an indicator search. I can't share it because for some reason, TradingView says I don't have the rights to I guess to like share it or something like that. But you can just go to sessions on chart, right? Just type sessions on chart, and that's what it is. And then you just go to settings and just change your session times. So like for me, my Frankfurt session, I make 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., and then Asian, I would make 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. So that way I know from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern is Asian session. I know that this is the 1 hour block of Frankfurt. And I know right after Frankfurt, after the gray is London. So, is that my Discord? I don't think so, bro. Is it? I don't hear anything. Hold on. I don't know. Let me see. There we go. Maybe it was, dude. I don't know, man. I mute all that crap, man. I mute all that crap. But yeah, I do like ACAD. I do like ACAD from here. Let me just see what's NCAD look on the 5 minute. Same price action. Same price. I mean, I think the distro is way cleaner on ACAD than NCAD, but yeah, same thing, the ultimate buyer's trap right there. That was it, man. So yeah, cool. Yeah, but it's called sessions on the chart. So if you just go in indicators and just type in sessions on chart, it's this one right here. Right there. All right. Yeah. So that's ACAD. I'll tell you what, I definitely like it. EG is another one that we were looking at, and yeah, I mean this isn't the prettiest of pretties when it comes to distributions. But before I do anything, I need us to break here, right? If we break this, then I'll look, for a potential entry. But I'm really not doing much with EG. I really don't want to fight EG because when we look at just from a fundamental standpoint, we know that the dollar index is bullish. So if the dollar index is bullish, that means automatically, without a doubt, the EXY is bearish, meaning the euro is bearish, right? And then if we look at pound futures, right? So if you look at 6J1 exclamation, right? Pound futures, which is pretty much the identical chart to GU, we are massively bearish on GU. So what we're doing is we're seeing a weak euro and we're seeing a weak pound. So I just don't want to be stuck in a pair that is going to be going at a snail's pace, right? So I'm going to leave this one alone. Let's see. What defines your structure and what is not structure for you? The leg, man. The leg is structure. So, like, I'll tell you what, mark out a structure point for me, like mark up structure on a chart and post it. And I'll kind of walk you through my thought process on it. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty much everything I'm looking at. Let's see. Equities, talked about oil. Yeah, that's everything I'm looking at. I haven't looked at what did Pound Chef end up doing? Did it buy? Oh, this bastard. This crummy bastard. This crummy bastard. I guarantee you we came in. I guarantee you we came in right there. Yeah. Did I talk about silver? I didn't. I mean, we can. I'm a little pissed off with silver right now. But we can talk about it. Actually, here, hold on. Let me go here for a second. I just want to see what this played into. I know what this played into, damn it. I know what this played into. Came right into that. She came right into that. She came right into that. Yep, that's where she came. So had accumulation, a reaccumulation. Chances are she's going to come. Damn it. Dude, is Thomas on? Is Thomas on here? No, right? Let me see. Dude, he's normally on Pound Chef. Why didn't we see this? Why didn't we see this morning, right? No, it was yesterday. Why didn't we see this yesterday? I don't even want to know what that would have been. $38. All right. It is what it is. So yeah, on silver, I mean, I'm bullish on it, right? I mean, I'll say this. I think gold is the cleaner. I think gold is the cleaner of the two right now. I mean, where do I want to buy from, right? I want to buy from down here, right? This is where I want to buy from. So that's why this is sitting right here. So we come down there. I'm a buyer from it. And I'm just upset because I held these sells for a while on silver. I mean, granted, I did take some partials. Hold on, let me do this. So this accumulation right there is what's maintaining the leg. So we come into here or we come into that, and that's where I'm buying from. But we are 2 months from here. 2 months is what I'd say. Maybe end of April we get down there. If not, it's going to be sometime in May. I don't see us coming up there I don't see us coming down here very quickly. I think this is going to be just like you saw this right here. Just like you saw, how long did this take? Just date range. Just like you saw this take 82 days. You're probably going to see the same coming down. I mean, just look at from this low to this low took 53 days. From here to here took 47 days. From this high to the low took 29 days. And then you saw the entire break, this entire leg was 82 days. So we're going to see something similar to that coming down. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan on silver right now. Like, secretly, I was still hoping that we were going to get back down to the 16s so that I can buy some more physical silver. But apparently, we've got some other things. You missed out on gold. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get into it either. It is what it is. I'm still very cautious about getting into metals. I'm not going to really try to fight anything with metals just because I think metals are being driven fundamentally right now, not technically. So, and if you kind of just peek over at the COT report from the last, I'd say the last two COT reports leading into that break where gold broke the high, you'll see that just a tremendous amount of smart money has been pulled out of risk on investments. And it's, like you can just look at it's flooding into safe havens. That's why you're seeing the dollar just really, there's no reason for the dollar to be as strong as it is, but you're seeing money flood into the dollar. You're seeing money flood into gold and silver. You're seeing, even across the board, like into, like the T-back stuff that you're seeing it into treasury notes. You're seeing, investment take a back seat and let you're essentially what they're doing is you're just letting the market breathe to figure out what the next big play is going to be for the dollar and for the U.S. economy. So yeah, we'll see how it all plays out. This is how I see structure. All right, so let's see, bro. Let's see. Okay, so, and I'm not going to say you're wrong, right? Because maybe the way you're seeing it, it's entirely correct, right? I can tell you. Hold on. Of course, this stupid thing. Bad news for the dollar. What do you think will happen? Truthfully, I think we just pull back into that area that I wanted to see it buy out of. I mean, that's really it. I don't think you're going to see weakness come into the dollar at all. So, all right, hold on. Let me zoom in on this, right? Okay. So here is how I see, and you picked gold, bro. The gold chart is stupid right now. All right. So let's look at it, right? For me, this is not a structure point, right? What structure is, you have to look left, right? So in a case like this, all right, we can see that we break here, which means that this is now our structure point, right? And then when we break this high, that means that now this is our structure point here, right? So then when we break this high, right, that means that now this is our structure point and we are now in this leg. That's how I see structure. Saudi Arabia just agreed to sell China and trade in Chinese yuan, not US. To sell, what do you mean sell China? Sell China oil? Yeah, but I'll be honest. Do you know how much oil we actually get from Saudi Arabia? Yeah. Yeah. So that's how I see structure. I can tell you, so you're on a 4-hour chart, right? Like this is like an intraday chart. I can tell you that, all right, so we are from a lower time frame perspective, right? Yeah. So like all of this, what you have marked out here, this is order flow, right? That's order flow for me. We'll put a D in there. Order flow, right? That's all order flow. That's not the structure for me. Structure is the legs. And unless it breaks a high or a low, it's not a structure point. So, yeah, to sell China oil. Yeah. But we don't, the US doesn't get much oil. I don't even think we get any oil from Saudi Arabia anymore. You don't think it will affect the dollar? No, I don't think it'll affect the dollar. No. Can you tell me in what time frames you put these categories? It's not the time frame, right? It's the leg. So like if we come here, oh geez, hold on. Let me go back to a normal view. Actual size. Okay. So let's go over to GU, right? Or you know what? Let me see. What do we got? Let me pick one that is halfway decent. Where is? I'm trying to think one that's not so subjective that would make sense. Let me see what CAD-J is. Hold on. Let's see. All right, yeah, we'll do CAD-J. We'll do CAD-J. Well, let me see. Let's go NJ. I think NJ is a better one, right? NJ didn't break. Yeah, well, that's OddCAD is good. OddCAD is good for structure. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it can be. Yeah. Hold on. So when we look at, let's just look at it like this, right? So we break, right? We know that this is the high, and we know that this is what broke. So we know that this was lower time frame structure, right? It doesn't matter if I'm a 4 hour or a 15 minute, right? It's still the same, right? If I come over here and we'll go right there, and I go to a 15-minute chart, right? It's still the same structure. Let me go 30-minute. I don't think we could fit it on 15. There we go, right? Because of that break. Hold on. Where is? There we go. We'll go 1 hour because I don't think we could get it all on one chart. All right. But because of this break, right, we can see that this is the leg, right? This is the leg. All of these highs are order flow. So it doesn't matter if you're on a 15-minute chart or an H1 chart, right? It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, right, is where is that leg? If we go to the intraday chart, right? Well, what's maintaining my intraday, right? My intraday, no matter what we do, right? My intraday is still being maintained from here, right? This is still that push. And from a higher time frame, no matter if I'm on the 12 hour, I can be on the 12 hour, right? And I can see that this is my higher time frame. I can go to the weekly. It's still the same chart, right? The leg doesn't matter. It's for me that this number that's sitting here, that number right there doesn't matter. It's what can I fit on this chart to see the leg structure, and that's how I look at it. Bro, you can say whatever the heck you want about this. Approves a bill to make daylight savings. I'm going to send this to Joel. Hold on. Of course, Rubio. Let me share this. Hold on. Yeah. So, I mean, that's how I look at it, right? I mean, the same thing, like we can come over here, right? It doesn't matter for me. The time frame does, like the number on this doesn't matter. It's where's that leg, you know? So you could see like lower time frame is still here, right? We're still here in lower time frame, no matter if I'm on a 4 hour or 15-minute. Why? Because we haven't made a new high, right? We haven't made a new high. Now we're definitely bullish, right? Because we're seeing price come into the area I wanted to see it come into. And we're seeing that bullish intent. We're just seeing continuation move after continuation move. All right. Could you take a look at this on seconds time frame on UChef? Yeah, bro, we got it. Let's see what you got on UChef. Why not lower time frame bearish on what? On NJ? Because why would we be bearish on NJ? Where did we break lower time frame structure? But that's not structure. What kind of price action is that right there? There you go. So let me ask you, can a reaccumulation hold structure? No, there you go. Right. Exactly. Right. So ask yourself this, because of this break right here, what's maintaining our leg? This is our leg, right? Yes, I agree. We did break order flow. We had a boof, right? We had a boof, but this is what's maintaining structure right here. So yes, absolutely. That broke order flow. But remember, structure wise, they've got to come back and mitigate this leg, right? Because of this break, this is the leg they need to mitigate. Well, they mitigated. They came into the 80% on the money, right? On the money. So this right here, what is that? That's a boof. We've broken order flow to the upside. All right. We've broken order flow to the upside. So hold on. Let me check out your chart on UChef. Let's see what you got, bro. Let's see what you got. Intraday. Intraday is the look on the daily chart. Look at the reaccumulation that caused the break of higher time frame structure. That's our intraday. Did I not? Hold on. QDLAO. Let me go / Oh, hold on. I don't know why it's not. Yeah, drop it again. Drop it again because it's not showing me. It's not showing me that the chart's there, bro. Wow. Is that how? No, that's not how bad the delay is. Okay, good. All right, cool. Yeah, look on the daily chart on NJ, and you'll see the reaccumulation. That's where intraday is. Yeah, it's down here, right there. So if you look at it, right, this is the leg. That's our leg. All right, and actually it continues because what is this? What is this on our intraday? It's just a reaccumulation, right? It's a reaccumulation. So our leg is actually that. Yeah. You got it, man. No, man. The Discord, I'll tell you what. I mean, I know. Listen, bro, that the Aporia Discord. I remember when that thing had like 30 people in it, man. I don't even know what it's at now, but yeah. Yeah, no. This is it, man. And, you know, I throw everything on my channel when I get onto it. So, yeah. Let me know if you got have I thought of starting my own hedge fund? No, bro. Nope. I want nothing to do with a hedge fund. I'm pretty happy doing what I'm doing, man. You know, I don't have to worry about other people. The whole point of me doing what I do is I don't have to work for anybody. And if you have a hedge fund, you work for investors, man. And I want nothing to do with that. I don't want to work for people. So that's why I don't do it. Do you prioritize every redistro or reaccumulation on a structure? Like, what do you mean? Do I prioritize? So for me, there's only one that matters, right? It's the one that buyers or sellers last came into the market to cause the new high or new low, right? So like if we let's just look at UChef, right? If we look at UChef here, hey, what's up, bro? How's it going, man? When we look at UChef here, right? Hold on. I know, dude, I've been doing a lot of work on UChef. So here, so we know we broke this high, right? And we know that when we broke that high, we had a accumulation at the bottom, right? But we have a reaccumulation, right? We have a little smaller reaccumulation. We have another reaccumulation there, another one here, another one here, and then another one here, right? There's only one that matters for me, right? The one that matters for me is the last one that caused that, not only that caused, but where buyers came into the market and it's their last point of support. And which one is that for me? It's this one right here, right? That's the one that matters for me because that's where the orders got filled, right? So we have an extreme and we have our slingshot. And that's how I prioritize them. I don't care about any other one in there. Now, can they be relevant? Absolutely, they can be relevant, right? Because if we look at, if we look at, yeah, all right. So let's use NJ for an example, right? We know we have the accumulation, right? We know we have the last reaccumulation that causes the break. Okay. But now when we had the break, right? When we had the break and let's say, so we break here, right? We break here. What's maintaining our order flow, right? our order flow is being maintained from this price action right here, right? This is what's maintaining at the lowest form of order flow. Well, it's a reaccumulation, right? So it's relevant until it's no longer what's maintaining the order flow. And then you have to divert back to structure once that order flow gets broken. So that's how I prioritize it. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. So like right now, if this were to do something like that, right? Well, what do I do? Right. This is the reaccumulation. So this is now my main focus point until it gets stopped out. If we trade below that, all right, now the only other reaccumulation that matters would be the one that caused it, which is this one right here. That's where my point of interest is, right? Because this is the major reaccumulation that causes this entire leg, right? Everything after that is just reaccumulation after reaccumulation. And then if we trade below here, well, then that's got my money on it right there. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Anybody else got any other questions? If not, I'm going to call it a night. I think I'm going to grab some dinner, and I think my son wants to play some Call of Duty. So I told him I'd school him in some Call of Duty. Yeah, awesome, guys. Well, listen, thanks for hopping on. About joining your team. Yeah. Just message me on Discord or Instagram. Yeah, man. You got it. Awesome, guys. Listen, yeah, cool. All right. You guys have a great one. Listen, enjoy. And I'll post this video. You know, I know that one guy, I think in India or something like that, always gives me grief because it takes so long to upload. So you got it, guys. Have a good one. Trade safe. Remember Wednesday, FOMC, 2 p.m. Eastern. So have a great one, guys.